Hey everyone, it's the Hump Day edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Welcome back. We're going to take an in-depth look at the short term and the long term as well, taking us through Thanksgiving week, even a little beyond that. But let's start out with what happened in the past, this morning's lows. It was one of the coldest mornings of the season so far. A couple of the coldest spots I found across our part of the country: 18 Newton Falls. There was a 19 down here in Lisbon, Austintown 24, Boardman 21, up around Warren about 22. Hubbard 23, and over in Mercer County a 21, a 23. There's a 20 down in Newcastle. So it was cold, but high temperatures by Sunday may not be too far from these readings. We'll talk about Sunday coming up in just a second. Here's what's going on this afternoon. I'll stop the animation here, and we've had a better looking day today. The sun has been out. Now it's mixing with some high, thin cirrus clouds. And at this time of the year, those clouds, even though they're thin and pretty far up in the atmosphere, they can make a difference. Makes for a kind of a dimmer sky than we would have otherwise. If we had these same types of clouds in July, the sun can fight through them pretty easily. But with that low sun at this time of the year, it just makes it kind of milky looking, the sky. But temperatures this afternoon, a little warmer than yesterday, as promised. Lots of lower and middle 40s, even some upper 40s showing up in northeast Ohio and western parts of Pennsylvania as well. Let me pop the radar on here, and you'll see that got some showers out in Illinois and Iowa and Missouri. Some of these are going to try to track our way tomorrow. Certainly not a washout tomorrow, but there could be a shower in a few spots with more rain coming on Friday. Now, the Arctic front is out here. Take a look at the temperature plummet out here across the front range of the Rockies. It's near 60 down here in eastern Wyoming, western Nebraska, and then northern Wyoming's in the teens, much of Montana now in the single digits. It's still below zero in parts of Alberta. Heading over to Saskatchewan, and boy, this is a mean-looking Arctic air mass, and it's coming south and east. Now, the air mass is going to modify some, but this just goes to show you where this air mass was born, way up in Canada. As it comes east, we're going to certainly feel the change by the upcoming weekend. So, again, pretty remarkable difference between central part of the U.S. and the northern part of the country up towards the Canadian border. So that's what we have going on right now. What about as we head into our Thursday? I mentioned there can be a shower in a couple of spots, and I still think that's the case. Bear with me for just a second here as I bring up our handy-dandy computer model that'll show us what the radar should look like as we head into our Thursday. Pan over here, and let's go to about daybreak on Thursday. Back it up to about daybreak right here, and a little bit of showers, real light rain. Across kind of the Route 30 corridor across the north-central part of Ohio. As we head into the middle and latter portions of tomorrow morning, it tries to lift north. We might get a 10-minute shower at a few spots. It should not be a real big deal. And then as we get into the afternoon, a lot of this is going to try to be north of I-80 up towards the lakeshore. I guess I wouldn't rule out something still trying to occur tomorrow afternoon down in the Mahoning Valley, but most of it's going to try to go north for a while tomorrow afternoon and into tomorrow evening. And then as we get into later tomorrow night and heading into Friday, I do think that these showers out here across Indiana, western Ohio will track east, leading to kind of a damp-looking Friday. Again, it's not a rainy day Friday. It's going to be rainier than Thursday will be, but it's still not going to rain the entire day. You're not going to, you're going to be able to get in any outdoor activities during parts of the day without any rain. Let's take a look at the upcoming weekend because we've got some big-time changes coming up. Saturday morning, that is right here. Saturday at daybreak, our cold front is pushing east, southeast, and behind it, coldest air mass of the season is pushing in. And temperatures probably hold in the 30s Saturday. We're going to see quite a bit of wind, especially as we get into the afternoon. Now, what about snow? I think we're going to get a break between when the rain ends and when the snow showers fire up, and that'll be a lot of Saturday morning and midday. Later Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening, Saturday night, that's when the lake effect machine will get going, and this looks like a classic lake effect map here with snow showers downwind of the lakes and especially to the north of I-80. We may get enough out of this by Sunday morning to break out the shovels. We're not talking about a huge lake effect event, but up in northern Trumbull County, northern Mercer County, there could be a few inches before all is said and done. It's going to be fairly short-lived, though. I do think that the lake effect machine tries to shut down by midday and afternoon on Sunday, especially late in the afternoon, tapering off to flurries. Again, greater Youngstown along the 224 corridor. We're probably not looking at much more than a dusting out of this, but could be a few inches well north of I-80. Browns and Steelers play at home, play up in Cleveland, that is, on on Sunday, and boy, does that look cold, chilly, just frigid winds coming in off the lake on Sunday. And while it's not going to be a blizzard up there in downtown Cleveland, there will be some snowflakes flying from time to time. Wind chills probably only in the lower teens. Well, next week, we've got another little clipper system that'll swing down on Monday. Could be some afternoon flurries with that. Here's Monday afternoon. And then Tuesday, there could be some more flurries as well. Of course, the biggest, or one of the biggest travel days of the year is traditionally the Wednesday right before Thanksgiving, the day before Thanksgiving. A lot of people are hitting the roads, hitting the skyways as well. And the models have been trying to spin up a storm along the eastern seaboard on Wednesday. And the current run of the models has it far enough east that this doesn't look at all like a big problem for us locally. Now, if you're traveling east over towards the East Coast, especially New England, Boston, Providence, places such as that, there's a chance that we could have kind of a snowy go of it Wednesday. But that's a real chancy proposition at this point. The storm may very well be out to sea. But if anyone has some troubles on Wednesday, it's probably right along the East Coast. The rest of the country should be all right. It just looks cold here through Thanksgiving and beyond. I posted this on social media this morning. This is that temperature anomaly chart I like to show. The black line in the middle is where we should be. We'll be well below that for Saturday, all the way through the 1st of December. Some of those times, temperatures could be up to 20 degrees below average, and that means there could be several days, more than one or two, where we have highs in the 20s in that stretch taking us through December the 1st. I posted a breakdown last night of the forecast for this weekend through Thanksgiving, even a little beyond, on my new weather blog. Here it is right here. The URL on that is ericwfmj.com, ericwfmj.com, and I've got a kind of a real nice breakdown of precipitation chances and what the snow how much snow may or may not occur over the next week or so. And this blog, I hope to update once every couple of days with more in-depth coverage of the weather than I can do on social media. So it's kind of a complement to this video. It's a little more in-depth than certainly I can get on TV and even on Facebook and Twitter, where if I post too much, I'm going to clutter up your feed. I don't want to do that. So in addition to Weather for Weather Geeks, this blog, ericwfmj.com, another great place for in-depth weather information. Well, I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11. Thanks again for watching Weather for Weather Geeks.